Hey everyone, it's Natalie. So look, guys, why are you guys tolerating your mother-in-law or father-in-law or mother or father's disrespect and narcissistic attitude? You don't have to. These are choices that you are making in your life to have a relationship with these people. You have the choice to choose the people that are in your life. So when I get emails saying, well, I don't want to go to Christmas. I don't want to be around my mother-in-law. I don't want to do this. I'm trying to keep the peace in the family. Why? No one's keeping peace with you. When you're around these narcissists, all they do is badger you, put you down, make you feel like crap, and make you feel like you're going crazy. They tell your partner that you have a mental condition because of you not wanting to tolerate or go along with their manipulative behaviors. You don't have to. And who cares if it upsets your partner that you don't want a relationship with these narcissistic mother-in-laws or father-in-laws? You don't have to have one. And I'm sorry that I seem a little upset today, but when I read these emails saying, well, I have to go here and I have to go do this and I have to visit my mother-in-law, I have to go out to eat, no, you don't. You get to choose the people that are in your life. People come and go, and you get to choose the ones that get to stay. And so when you're in this predicament where your husband is forcing a relationship upon you that you don't want, you don't have to tolerate it. And with your partner being upset that you don't want to be in a relationship with your mother-in-law, that's not your problem. That is his problem. You have the choice not to be in contact with these people. Now, the thing is, some people, for whatever reason, because of the guilt that their husband puts on them, are forced to be in a relationship with these people. But if you look at it this way, you're not in a relationship with them. They don't care about you. They don't look at you as though they are in a relationship with you. So you don't have to put on this phony game that they mean something to you, that they are in a relationship with you. Because if you approach a situation as though those people are just people that are acquaintances of yours, that's all you need to do. You don't have to be friendly with them. You don't have to be courteous to them. You don't have to do any of these things that polite society makes you think that you have to portray yourself towards these people, because these people aren't polite to you. So if you have to be around your narcissist, you literally need to start being cool, collected, and quiet around these people. Now, if they're crossing boundaries, yes, stand up for them, for yourself. The worst thing the worst way to hurt a narcissist is not going along with their games. So they might tell you to do this or have their opinion or try to make decisions for you, but you don't have to go along with that. And who cares if it upsets the narcissist? This is your life. The narcissist does not create your destiny, okay? And so you have to start being more cognizant of who you are and what you want in life, because the narcissist can't choose that for you. And I know for years, and I'm not upset with anyone on here because I was there. For years, I went along with my narcissist telling me what to do, or telling my family what to do, or telling my husband or my children what to do. And I had to go along with it to keep the peace in the family. But you don't have to. These are decisions that you make. And I'm going to get the questions, well, Natalie, if I don't do it, then things are going to get so much worse. Oh, well, you're not the one that's making things worse. The way that the narcissist treats you is absurd, and it's inconsiderate, and it's selfish. And so what I can tell you is the way the narcissist treats you, you need to start treating the narcissist that way. That means when they come in and start making decisions about your life and about your children, about your family, you can simply say, thank you for your input on your opinion of my family, or your opinion or your decision that you may want our family to make. But I don't need it, and I'm going to make my own decisions, my own opinions for my family. But if I need it, I am more than happy to come and ask you for those opinions and decisions. And even if you know that's going to upset your narcissist, who cares? You have to stop caring, guys. These people are not the ones that can control your life. And I know for years, I allowed my narcissistic mother-in-law to make those decisions and to control my life because I wanted to keep the peace in the family. But I want you to think about something. Even when you went along with the narcissist's decisions and opinions, did they ever treat you with any more dignity or respect? Even though you went along with what the narcissist wanted, did the abuse stop, or did it give her more ammunition or more self-righteousness to do this further on every opinion, on every decision that you make in your family? See, and that's the thing that you need to learn. Once you start letting that narcissist start making opinions and decisions within your life, they will continue to do so because you allow them to do it. That's the truth. I know from personal experience. And so you have to find the strength within yourself to disagree with what the narcissist is doing. And if the narcissist wants to go cry like a little crybaby and complain and smear you and make you look like you're not cooperating with the family's agenda, oh well. By now, you're probably well into your late 25s, 30, 35s, 45, 55 years old, and you're still allowing this. So you have to come to the realization that you're old enough to make these opinions and have these decisions of your own. And if the narcissist wants to cry about it, then let her cry. If she wants to smear you to everyone about it, let them smear you. Who cares? You have to stop caring what people think. And this is what's so screwed up about society, is that society trains you to have respect for other people, especially older people who make decisions and opinions in your life. Like you're supposed to follow their guidelines. Like you're supposed to follow the way that they've raised their children or their family. This is your family. These are your decisions. And so you can't, see, every time you allow a narcissist to make these opinions and have these decisions and you go along with them, all that does is take your power away and give it to the narcissist. And so you have to stand up and brush yourself off and say, as bad as this might upset the family dynamic that I'm in, I'm going to start living my life the way that I want to live it without anyone else having an opinion in it. Because the problem here is every time that you're doing something that the narcissist wants, or every time you're taking a ridicule from the narcissist to persuade you to do what they want, you're giving them more power to do it the next time. And this is why this cycle continues, because you are constantly letting them live your life for you, live your family's life for you. It's time for you to start your traditions, for you to take control over your family, for you to have the rules in your family's life. Because when you're dealing with a narcissistic mother, they come in and expect you and your family to live the exact same life that they live. The narcissist lives by their own laws. Okay? And life is not about that. When you get old enough to create your own family, or you start dating, or whatever it is, you now have a responsibility to create your own destiny in your life, your family's life, and your children's life. But if you are continuously allowing the narcissist to have power in your life, the cycle of abuse will continue. And I learned a long time ago, looking for that acceptance and going along with everything that the narcissist wanted my family to do by her guidelines, all it did was just really, honestly, it gave her power over me. It gave her more opportunities to ramp up the abuse and to take control over my legacy. You know, when you start building a family, your own nuclear family, you have a responsibility to create your legacy. Your legacy is not the narcissist's legacy. And that's the problem, is that the narcissist wants her legacy to continue into your legacy because they think their legacy is so much more important than yours. And so you step up your game and you start standing on your 2 feet and walking in your very own shoes instead of putting on the narcissist's shoes and living the life that she thinks you should live. Do you understand that when you are sitting around allowing this person to control your dynamic of your nuclear family, you are causing harm to you, your children, and your husband? And what I can tell you is that if you allow this narc to continue her legacy in replace of your legacy, your children will end up like your husband, will end up like her children. And I don't know, my situation is that I have a scapegoated husband. Everything has been blamed on him. He is the black sheep. The way that he was raised is not the way I want my child to be raised. My husband has so many mental problems, thinking that he can't make decisions on his own, that he has to act a certain way, that he doesn't have a voice in things, that he doesn't have his own personality, that his personality is told by the narcissist. We want our children, it is our responsibility to create the character of our children, to allow them to live the life that they want to live and create their own destiny in life. And with my husband, what I have noticed is that my husband's destiny has been all planned out by his mother. And the moment he started rebelling against what she wanted, he all of a sudden became the black sheep. And that everything was his fault. And that he is the scumbag of his family. And if you want your children to grow up like your husband, or maybe it's your wife that has the narcissist as a mother, if you want your wife's daughter to grow up like your wife, it's mind-boggling to think that that's acceptable. You see how your spouse is. You see the struggles. Some of them are narcissists themselves. Some of them can't speak up and have their own voice. Do you want that legacy for your child? Do you want your child to be abused by the narcissist? And this is why it's so important, guys, that you keep your children away from the narcissist. And if they have to be around the narcissist, then they need parental vision around them. Because the narcissist does little innuendos and backhanded things. They train your children to be exactly like how their children grew up. And I, as a mother, refuse to let my child grow up like my husband. I want my child to be strong and self-dependent. I want him to have his own personality. I want him to build his own character. I want him to have his own opinions and decisions. I want him to grow up as a real man. And in my case, my husband as the scapegoat, it took him years to grow his feet into the shoes of being a man. We are, as mothers, or maybe you're the father, are responsible for the way our children grow up. And the question you have to ask yourself is, do you want your child to grow up the way the narcissist raised their child? I'm sorry I'm angry, but I see so many emails about how the narcissistic mother is spanking children, are disciplining the children in a very cruel way, making them have low self-esteem, belittling them on their race. Because I've heard so many people who are married outside of their race, and the mother-in-law will say something about how the child is biracial. And I'm tired of it. See, a lot of these narcissists, if you haven't noticed, are really racist people. And not all, now, I'm not going to say all, but to me, when you see a narcissist belittling a child and giving them low self-esteem for being biracial, and the mother-in-law not used to being around racial children, and instead saying things like, oh, you're Irish, oh, you have Caucasian, or you're a white, you have German in you. Even though that child might be half black or half Indian or half Mexican, half whatever it is. And instead of celebrating that, making that child feel proud of their heritage, the mother-in-law comes in there and knocks that child down, giving them low self-esteem about being biracial. They should be proud of being biracial. And I'm tired of these narcissists thinking that everybody has to be how they are. And don't get me wrong, there are narcissists in every culture, every single culture. And I can tell you some of the Indian cultures have some of the worst mother-in-laws and father-in-laws I've ever seen. They literally use them as slave labor and take their whole paychecks because they are owed a dowry since the woman got married within that race of Indian race. They have a dowry like, oh, well, you have to pay us to take your child, your daughter into her house, and she has to work and she has to give us her whole paycheck, even though some of these have PhDs, and then come home, clean, cook, be servants to the mother-in-law, all this. And it doesn't just happen in the Indian race. It also happens in Africa. It happens in Asian countries. And I'm tired of these mother-in-laws just totally disrespecting someone's human rights. And it just makes me so angry. And the phone call that I got yesterday made me so infuriated because that was a 5th Indian woman from India that I talked to who is literally being treated like a slave. And I know this is kind of going off a topic of what I was talking about, but you guys, if you are in an abusive relationship, you need to run. And I am the first to help you. I have helped many women who are battered women or are stuck in this situation get vouchers and government assistance to get out of that situation. Because see, if you're with a narcissistic husband, what they do, especially because they were raised by a narcissistic mother, what they do is they make you feel stuck in a situation because you're taking care of the children and you don't have the finances to get out. Well, come to me and I will help you. I'm sorry I'm going on this rant, but my God, you guys have got to stop caring and stop being around these narcissistic mother-in-laws because they're doing nothing but causing mental harm, emotional harm, physical harm to you. You don't have that. Nobody can force you to be in that relationship. And if you feel stuck for whatever reason, or if you feel like, oh, well, I don't want to cause a uproar in the family, who cares? Look what they're doing to you. Look what they're doing to you. So it's okay for you to be abused just because you don't want to upset people. You got to get out of this. Listen to me when I tell you this. Listen. Narcissists get worse with age. They get worse with age. They don't get better. And even if you sit there and point out these things that they are doing, they make excuses for it. They might change for a short period of time. But trust me when I tell you this. They will go right back to the way that they've always been. You cannot change someone's personality. So listen to me. Who cares if you hurt other people's feelings, because they don't give a damn that they're hurting you. I want you to be safe. I want you to be happy. You can't continue living like this. It absolutely infuriates me that I talk to these women every day that are going through this and they don't know what to do. But I'm sitting here telling you, you can get out of this situation if you really wanted to. Please don't do this to yourself. I love you guys. I don't want to see this anymore. It just breaks it breaks my heart to see this. You don't deserve it. You don't deserve it. You can use all the techniques you want that I've taught you. You can do all kinds of stuff, ignore them, gray rock them, even when you live in the same house. But let me tell you, here in 5-10 years, you're going to be stuck in the same situation if your husband doesn't have your back. So the only thing you can do is leave. And I know some of y'all have children. It's really scary. But if you don't see any change and none of the tactics that I have taught you work, this is going to be your life. Is this what you want? Is this what you want? Do you want to live like this for the rest of your life? Narcissists don't change. I'm sorry. After reading the emails that I've read over the weekend, they're like, Natalie, my husband won't stick up for me. My husband won't do anything for me. He's allowing the abuse. We'll leave. And I hate it because the thing is, as a Christian, I don't really believe in divorce. But if you're in an abusive situation, you need to get out. You need to get out because nothing will change. Even when they promise and they beg and all this, making up excuses and all this stuff, they're not going to change. They're not going to change. And you have so much more of your life to live. And there's so many wonderful people out there that would treat you so well. Why are you doing this to yourself? There are ways to manage it in other videos I've made. But this video is talking to the people that sent me these emails. I've gotten 10 emails in the last few days over this exact thing. And the question is, do you think I can change them? You can't. Do you think I can change my mother-in-law? You can't. You have to really listen to your intuition. It will never steer you wrong. It is time to make changes in your life, because if you don't, this is your life for the rest of your life. And if you think you can handle it, then I guess stay. But it won't change. And if you need help getting out, you can talk to many of my clients. I've helped them get into women's shelters. I've helped them get vouchers. I've helped them get government securities. all kinds of stuff. And now they're, you know, a few of them are having their own apartment, all kinds of stuff. You're not stuck. Don't let those narcissists make you feel like you're stuck. And don't let the narcissistic mother, see what happens is the narcissistic mother trickles down into their child. And the child is the mouthpiece for the mother. That's why you've seen your husband change through the years, because the mother, because you either finally no longer took what the mother said. You just never listened to the narcissistic mother anymore. So now she got your spouse, trickling down to your spouse to be her mouthpiece. And when that happens, guess what? It gets worse. Peace, love, and harmony. I'm sorry I had to go on this rant today. Love you guys. Bye.